UberX Share lets riders choose a more affordable option and allows them to save more if they find a co-rider along the route. If you're matched with a rider along the way, you can save up to 20% off the total fare, Uber said. For those who use this feature, Uber said it'll add no more than 8 minutes to your trip on average. That's not bad, but I'm pretty sure something can go wrong. That's not bad for the customer, that is. By helping to match more people in fewer cars faster, we can help cut gas, vehicle miles, and emissions per passenger and make transportation more affordable, the company said. So they had this before, and then they stopped doing it because of COVID, right? So I've never actually like picked up multiple passengers in one car. I've never personally done that, and I'm not looking forward to it. And there's a reason for that. Before I show you the reason, this is like Uber's official page. I always check them out just to see what new features they have going out. So let's just see what they're saying about UberX Share. It's an improved shared trip experience. So apparently it's better than what it was before. With UberX Share has earnings in mind. This is catered for drivers. Your fare for an UberX Share trip will be equal to or greater to what you would earn for an equivalent UberX trip from pickup to drop off of all riders. You'll also earn an additional fare when you pick up a co-rider. UberX Share helps reduce the time you spend without a rider, providing the opportunity to earn more in less time. Discounts to riders do not lower your earnings on UberX Share trips. UberX Share has your time in mind. You have the ability to cancel the pickup and collect the cancellation fee if a rider is more than 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late, that's good. I'm okay with the 2 minutes, but if we're talking about 3 people and they all take the maximum 2 minutes, then we're talking about 6 minutes. Still not bad, but I would feel butthurt if I had to stop twice, wait 4 minutes, and cancel. But since they're paying the cancellation fee, that's fine. Whatever. I assume tips are going to go down on these rides. Your driver rating will not be impacted if you receive a negative rating from an UberX Share rider due to pickup, bad route, or co-rider issues. I think I've seen a video where co-riders were beefing and fighting with each other. UberX Share has your comfort in mind. We're limiting trips to no more than 3 co-riders. So that means there's a lot of people out there who don't allow people in the front seat still. So I can't see them shoving 3 people in the back seat going well. It would ideally have to be you, someone in the front, and 2 people in the back. That's what I would do. As always, all riders will be required to uphold Uber's community guidelines. So here's how UberX Share actually works. You'll see a request for UberX Share in the app for your first rider, just like you would with UberX. As always, the ride option is displayed at the top of the offer card, so you'll know it's an UberX Share request. All right, so this is what it's gonna look like, UberX Share. So just because it's an UberX Share request doesn't mean it's gonna find 2 more people. So you do have to keep that in mind. So it says $14.92, 1 minute away, 25-minute ride, but who knows if this is real? It's probably fake, photoshopped by Uber. Note that you can reject primary UberX Share trip requests without penalty. Okay, this is good. So if you really don't want to do it, you can reject. That's actually that's appreciated. 2, when you accept an UberX Share trip, the driver app will search for ways to pick up more riders along the route. It's only after you pick someone up that it starts to look for more rides for you to pick up. You'll be notified if another rider is added to your trip, and your route will update automatically. That's gonna suck, isn't it? There's been a lot of times where I get rides and I'm on the highway and it thinks I'm on the exit and I'm not, and it just messes up the amount of time it would take to go and get that passenger. So co-rider added, it shows you how much extra the fare will be. It shows you how much extra the time will be, and it shows you how much extra the mileage would be. All right, so that's a lot of information to look in a short period of amount of time. Like you have to refocus on the map, figure out where you're going. That is a lot of information, but I'd rather have too much information than not enough information. If a rider doesn't arrive at the pickup location within 2 minutes, important, you'll have the option to cancel and collect the cancellation fee. While we hope you'll enjoy driving with UberX Share, it's always your choice to accept UberX Share trip requests. You will not be penalized for rejecting UberX Share offers. Not yet. Just because this is how it is today, doesn't mean like that's how it's going to be tomorrow. UberX Share is grouped with UberX in preferences. Ooh, that's a huge L for us. If you do not wish to receive UberX or UberX Share requests, you may opt out of both in preferences. You know what that means? It means you'd have to do food or some higher tier of Uber. Like I don't have access to the higher tier, so I don't really know what they're called. But if you want to do regular UberX, you have to do UberX Share because it's grouped together. That's a big L. The rideshare professor put out a video of a driver who got he was on UberX Share rides, and he got all of the drivers to share their screenshots. So we're gonna check out what he has to say about it.
I'm gonna show you 3 riders getting into this driver's car, right? The first rider,
I'm gonna speed it up,
pays $17.65. Remember, this is the new UberX Share, where they want you to get 3 people into your car, 3 strangers, right? The second person getting into that car pays $24.91 on his Discover. The third person getting into that car pays $14.82 with Venmo. The rider's name, and thank you so much to the driver that actually showed both sides. He got all 3 riders to agree to take a screenshot and send it to him. This is such valuable information. So in the car, we had the rider called Bill, Kartiki, and Darian, and combined, they paid over $57. What do you think this driver got? Ladies and gentlemen, $16. That's 28%. Uber keeping 72%. Let me repeat that. Uber keeps 72%. The driver, for taking 3 people almost half an hour, not a long drive, it's only 2-point-something miles. I'll show you the breakdown, right? But the driver gets $16.20-something.
That's wild. That is really unfortunate. So like Uber is like poisoning this as a way for customers to save money, but it's really shaken out to be a way for Uber to take more money from drivers. 72%, like we're like 28% away from being 100. That's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. But let's see what some other drivers are experiencing out there in the wild. This is Reddit. Reddit is where regular people go to, just pretty much voice their opinions on different things. And this is the Uber driver subreddit. So the title of this is The Secret of Uber Share. And he pretty much just links to the same video I showed you, but I just want to look at the comments, right? So he says, I saw that video earlier. That is messed up. I don't accept shared rides. So this is just one perspective. Another perspective, if I take one, I turn off requests before first pickup. I don't want that many different parties in my car at once. Too much can go wrong. So what this guy is saying is when he accepts a person, he turns off his trip requests, right? So when you turn off your trip requests, you're not going to get any more trip requests. So you can accept the first leg of an UberX Share ride and then just turn it off. And I think that is a really good way to approach it, since one, Uber is forcing you to take these if you don't want to take regular UberX. So I think this is a good alternative, and we know you're not going to get penalized for it. So this other guy says, then they're going to discount your fare a little bit less than what you saw on upfront fare amount. I don't know if this is true. I'd have to do it myself. He doesn't say this is what happened to me, and maybe I should ask him, did this happen to you? He's probably not going to reply today, but follow me on Reddit and see what I get into. So this is another perspective. This guy, he's a little unhinged. He's making scenarios up in his head, but the responses to the scenarios are really what's important. But I'll read what he wrote. Do y'all think shared rides will backfire on Uber? Why or why not? Here's my take. What will happen when you pick up someone that has 2 or 3 kids with them and you have to pick up 1 to 2 other passengers? One of which might have a bunch of groceries and the other has to go to the airport and is in a hurry because their genius selves decided to call for a ride 30 minutes before their flight. It happens. It does happen. It really does. We don't have shared in our city yet, but based on where I drive, I'm predicting a lot of headaches. So there's 7 comments to this. Let's go through them. First one is Uber Share is for 1 person at a time. If you get there and there's more than 1 person, cancel and tell them to order UberX. But the best remedy is to never accept an Uber Share ride to begin with. I don't think this is the best remedy. The best remedy is what I just told you guys. Accept the ride. Turn off your ride request right after you accept the first leg of that ride. I think that's very, very solid information. The next comment, we haven't gotten UberX shared in our city, but I read there's no option to opt out of that, right? We just discovered that. That is true. There is no option. I mean, you can opt out of it, but it means either having a car that lets you take more expensive rides or doing food. So regular, you won't be able to split the two. You can't opt out, but you can decline that ride. That's a good response. Wine again, take it or leave it. I don't like that take. Very weak, and we're not even gonna look at that one. This is a scam. Shared rides are for 1 passenger per pickup, but I would never accept shared rides. So we need to hope, right? If the if it's only for one person, which I think that's how Uber will sell it, that doesn't mean customers won't try to use it for more than one person. You see what I'm saying? Like, customers aren't always the smartest in the bunch, and sometimes they think they're too smart and they try to take advantage of the system.